Portions of the report put together by a special grand jury regarding former President Trump's 2020 election loss in Georgia may have been made public.
And according to those documents, the Georgia grand jury believes that some witnesses may have committed perjury and is urging indictments. The report doesn't name the people who are alleged to have lied, and a decision on criminal charges will be left up to the Fulton County District Attorney. Documents released today also reveal that the jury disputes Trump's claims that fraud took place in the Georgia 2020 election. The investigation is one of several that could have some serious legal consequences for the former president as he tries to persuade voters to send him back to the White House in 2024.
Political science professor Steven Caliendo from North Central College joins us now to discuss this. Now, the judge in this case didn't want to unseal any of the grand jury's findings. They did. Could we know more about the possible charges here?
Well, it'll be up to prosecutors to decide if they want to convene another grand jury to bring charges. This grand jury was a special grand jury, and it was not designed to make recommendations for any particular charges, but rather to go through the evidence. They worked for more than 5 months and saw, I think, over 70 witnesses and pieces of evidence to come to their conclusions. But it was clear from the beginning that this grand jury wasn't going to result in any indictment. So there would have to be new grand juries put together to do that work.
Now, of those more than 70 witnesses here, it's not specified yet who exactly this grand jury believed may have lied under oath. What do you expect that we might find out in that regard?
I wish I could predict that. I'm very interested as well. One of the things that's so hard about this, Anthony, is that we have to prove that somebody lied. We have to have some sort of evidence that they knew they weren't telling the truth. And I think that one of the complicated factors of all of this, everything around January 6th, everything around the 2020 presidential election and the former president's claims, is predicated on a notion that he was misled in some way, or he really didn't know. If he knew and he said otherwise, then he lied and he may have done something criminal. Same with all the people around him. We have to ask those same questions. If, on the other hand, he was so insular that the only folks talking to him were folks telling him lies, then it may be hard to show that the former president was actually lying. A lot of the work the January 6th committee did, remember, was centered on this notion of the president being told over and over again that there was no widespread election fraud.
Okay, so let's fast forward. It goes to the county state's attorney now. So let's say that this individual decides to file charges and President Trump is implicated in those charges. Does that change anything for his 2024 run?
I would say from his perspective, it probably doesn't change anything. It may embolden him more, hoping that the process will ultimately exonerate him, as he has claimed, with regard to some other investigations in the past. So I don't think he'll be discouraged from running. The question for the Republican Party is, and the other candidates who are considering running, we just had within the last week Nikki Haley throw her hat in the ring. We expect Ron DeSantis to do the same, maybe Mike Pompeo. Those folks and the Republican Party are going to have to decide whether or not they want to give serious consideration to having the former president be the nominee in 2024.
This will be interesting to see unfold. All right, Professor Steven Caliendo, as always, thank you for your time.
Have a great afternoon. Thank you.